Hi guys, welcome to Life with Alex. My name is Isaiah. Today I'm her co-host. Alex is here. So you'll be seeing more of this face because we want to do this with her, make it a success.
Yeah.
Isaiah is an interior designer. We've worked with her before in a company back in the day. When was it?
I think
Like
in
3 years.
2022. Yeah.
3 years ago, we were working together. Now we decided we need to take this to a different level.
Right.
It's a pleasure being here as a co-host.
Thank you for
Karibu, introduce
bracing
yourself.
the invite and always being here. But then we'll be doing this officially with
Lazima,
Mr. Issa.
lazima,
Yeah.
Subscribe,
Share,
notification,
comment.
bell, kila siku, kila kitu. You'll be guiding us on the topics tunataka kusikia.
Sindio? So you're officially welcomed to this platform. Karibu sana to Life with Alex.
I'm honored.
And I'm so happy for you kuni push to continue doing this. I have taken like a really long break.
Hi-fi, haitaweza tena. Sasa
So,
mambo ni kusonga.
live.
Hey,
So
haraka faster.
one of the things that even made me come back to YouTube was the fact that he kept on asking me, what happened to your channel? Excuse me. I told him, you need to be my co-host if like this has to continue. And look who is here. Thank you so much.
I'm seated here.
So-
Anyway, the people who inspire me when it comes to the content creation.
Oh, okay.
I personally, I'm not into content creation. I'm just
Supporting.
I'm supporting my friends.
You're helping, supporting.
Supporting is the word. Yeah, I would want to watch her shows the way I watch that person's show.
Oh,
I
really?
don't mention the name.
The names, but you're going to get there. We have a
Libes
vision
yangu, libes yangu,
and a
libes
dream
yangu.
and a dream for this channel. So karibu sana to Life with Alex. And today, first thing first, for those who haven't like subscribed to my channel, kindly hit that subscribe button. Also turn on your notification bell. You get to be notified each and every time we have a new video up on YouTube.
Ikikama uko nayo.
Sindio, share your views and your comments pale. I think I'm always there, very active to hear your views, your suggestions also.
What you
And thank
think
you
we
for
need to
anybody.
change.
Yeah.
And if there are topics that you probably feel
Want us to
you want us
discuss.
to discuss, hard
Yes.
topics,
Yes.
we'll give your opinion. Disclaimer,
Yeah.
it is our opinion at this particular time.
Yes.
We might change our opinion.
Our opinions of our period of
over a
time,
period of
yes.
time we might come into encounter with some of the things that you're talking about, and we'll
Very
always share
true.
with you what we believe has changed from then and why we're changing direction.
Very true. Also, I would love to leave out our IG handle. I go by the name of Alex_Nganga on all social media platforms. He is
At Luhutsa, Empire _Empire, and at Food Luhutsa, Food_Luhutsa.
yes.
And the only thing I'll say, I don't use my handles for anything that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But I'll think about how to introduce
This to you.
one handle.
Yeah.
Either actually that one is for food, one is for my family. So I just probably will introduce one for you guys.
For us guys.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and I appreciate you being here. So and today we will be discussing of how does failure looks like to you currently, or rather how have you handled like maybe loss in this current time and age like that you are in. What does failure looks like to you currently? I would start by
I think
asking
I'd
her.
want to. I don't. Let me not say I'd want to skip loss. Let me talk about it second, just the way you asked it.
Yeah.
Failure. Failure has different ways, different approaches. I'll just give a couple of situations I've been in. Failure. One, when I was employed, I think I was so much rooted into what I was doing. I really loved my job.
Yeah.
As much
And you're
as
good at what you do and
Yeah.
what you did back in the days. Yes.
as much as people are supposed to grow,
Yeah.
I think I thought I was growing by being there,
Very true.
not financially, promotion and all that. Just being in that space, I was able to pull a lot of strings just from that position. So that's for me was growth.
Yeah.
And the network that I got out of the company I used to work
Yeah.
made me feel like I was there, and that is a place that I thought I'd be there for a while. Maybe I would leave, yes, but not at that particular time.
Yes.
And the time of me leaving the company, actually, I like saying it because it's not a secret. I was fired, and I was fired because of company policies. There'll always be things you'll be doing that the company does not support, and it will always be the reason why they'll fire you.
Yes.
So when fired, I think I had a 1 week time off where I was just like in a cell. I would sit in my room and I'd ask myself so many questions. What does my... In fact, one of the things that bothered me, which is very stupid at times to think about, was what does the house girl think I'm doing in the house? Like other people are going
so
to work.
you're so used to like in the morning, like you go to work, then you come back in the evening.
Wake up, dress up, take the kids to school,
then
go
you
to
go
work,
yes.
then come in the evening, do homework. Like that was the routine. So for that 1 week, I was in the house, and a lot was going through my mind. Like, what am I going to do? Should I apply for a job? You see, at that time, I've been fired. There are no benefits. Like I've worked for that company for so long, and I'm wondering, the least they could do is give me benefits. And now I've come out with nothing, according to me. So one, the bills will continue to be paid. So kids will need to go to school, and every other thing in the house needs to continue. Now that was the first part. I felt like, wow, I failed. Maybe if there was another way, I would have left that company. Maybe Jipanga, like I planned things, it would have been different. But in this case, there's nothing that was planned. I was fired, and first was given a suspension that did not even make sense. First of it in that company since I was employed there. And I'm like, first during the suspension is when I was deliberating, what will I do? And I'll tell you, my friends were really supportive, and they told me, they encouraged me, like, where is but me on the other hand, I'm thinking about the network, the links, all this would be gone, because now if clients would come, they would ask, where is Isaiah?
Where is that?
Like, Isaiah is no longer with us, and probably they'd want to talk to me, then the company would not allow them to get my number and things like that. So I was in the, that was the first part of failure. So I was in the house and the wondering, how will this bills be sorted? So while at it, I was sleeping. Now that is second thing that was a failure for me. Like, I never sleep during the day. Now I was just sleeping during the night. During the day, I go take breakfast, come back to the bedroom, and I think a friend saw that this guy is not okay. Every time he calls me, I tell him I'm in the house. I'm sleeping. I'm in the house. So he just came to my house and told me, look, bro, whatever happened. He's a very close friend. We share a lot. So when I told him, first I think he was like, he thought we'll just continue, pick up something we're doing together, like to underline. But I think those thoughts that were disturbing me made me chill in the house. So he just came to my house, walked in, asked the house girl, Isaiah Kwap, he said in the bedroom. The guy came to my bedroom and told me, Fanyaje, amuka. Vanguo, enda kwa bathroom. They seated in my bedroom, so I went to the bathroom, showered, then came, he told me, vaki tunava, tunaenda site. And funny thing, he knew something in me that he would use to empower us. He had the network, I had the energies, and he knew in this part, as much as I'm pretending to be a failure, wherever I am, he needs that thought of me being a failure out and me back in my element. So we went for a meeting in Karen, and he introduced us as an outfit. We work for Studio Interiors Limited, and we're designers. We gave a brief history. I've known this guy for maybe 20 years actually. So we've worked together for at that time it was maybe 10 years, and we worked at some point in the same company. Then we opened our own company. So after the introduction, the guy told me, he said, over to Isaiah, I can explain more. Then I just yapped for like 30 minutes. The client was great. I think I'm working with the best team. Trust me, guys, we got that job.
Deal.
So I realized failure is a state of mind, number one. And you can always get people who will show you that it's a temporary situation that you can always transform. And I give it up to my friend. I mean, I can't help but acknowledge him. He's called Gibson Wakisha. He's really been a driving force, and I have never seen failure in any other way, other than just a platform that you step on, pause, and continue. So it's never something that I think will bring me down. So that's how I'll tell you failure. Handling it was, I would just say he was a better support system, and he's been there. We that now.
And it was very timely when you really needed it.
Yes. No, I don't even know whether I really needed it. He forced it on me, and this is me today. I will tell you, I'm 10 times better than I was when I was working for that company. My network, or rather, my network and my net worth grew after that, and I was able to see myself as. From a point of dependency in that job to a point of I can also help people, I can support people. People can depend on me, not the way I depended on the company thinking it's blood and sweat. No.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm able to help also people to grow. The way my friend pulled me, I try my level best to pull people, and especially people who bring this face of failure in front of me. I always like encouraging them that apana, ika face kanapitanga. Step on that stepping stone, look forward, tiptoe, see what is ahead. Failure ni part unapita haraka sana. Then it's never even failure. For me, it's just a pause from your daily routine.
Yeah, I love the fact that you said, first of all, it's a state of mind, which is very, very, very true. And the second one, I would say, failure for me, I look at it as not doing the things you're supposed to do over like a period of like a moment or a period of time that you're supposed to do. Case scenario, like you see, I tend to think like you leaving the company, it was about time. I'm so sure probably before you used to have that feeling of like, I felt like maybe you had outgrown the place, like you had grown so much and there was nothing more maybe for that place that was left for you to. When I look at it like as an outsider, like you had been there for so long, and I tend to think it was time for you to leave and to experience so many other things.
Actually, the thought of leaving was there from before.
Yes, it was.
And every time I told myself, it's now is the time.
Yes.
Something kept on holding me back, and that's what I'm telling you. Maybe I lied to myself so much. I would have left earlier, but those, you see, those connections, they were instant connections to new clients, and this was the people now would make you feel good, like I'm handling so and so. And some of the projects I was handling were big.
Yeah.
You see, and I didn't think in my capacity as
you would handle it by yourself.
Only now that I'm outside that I realize the same capacity that I would handle that job, I'm at a better position because it's me dealing with the client directly. And there's no proxy, like all this was through the boss of the company I used to work with.
So like for me, like by the time I left, we left almost at the same time, but for me, when I was leaving there, I had an exit plan, but that I thought, for example, I was running away from the fact that like this was a toxic environment for me, and I needed like an escape from. Why you laughing?
From toxicity.
Yes, like for me, that's how I felt. In fact, the job I went to after like that, it didn't pay as well as probably.
But you had a peace of mind.
But I had my peace of mind. But over a period of time, I have realized it might not be as paying as well as it used to, but I wouldn't have grown if I was still there. In the sense that...
So you'd be a failure.
Yeah, I would have been a failure if I continued staying. Like, my gut always told me, like, just jump, you know, like, just move from this situation because it's not making you happy, it's not making you to be yourself. So I took a leap of faith and I jumped. What came out of it is the fact that now where I am more happy. I have more time to even shoot content.
You're able to express yourself better.
I'm able to express myself better in so many other ways. So sometimes we feel and we are in situations whereby like your gut is telling you like you need to move from this situation. And I think I have always ignored my gut and it has always like failed me in so many ways. You see that small instinct in a kwambe, you know what? Like before even
when you're talking to yourself,
yes,
and
yes,
you're
yes.
there and you're the audience and you're the what is it?
You're the audience. You're also the one talking to yourself. Like you have like a board of meeting by yourself. Before I even thought of who I would do this podcasting with as my co-host, I had a couple of people in my mind. I won't lie. I won't lie to you. I had a couple of people I wanted to do things.
But I think you saw failure in them and you saw success in me.
I can't
That's another way of...
No, I can't necessarily say I saw failure in them. It's that for you it was different because, like, I'm an overthinker. I think by now you know that. I'm an overthinker and I want things to, like, to... No, you're not. I like things flowing in a certain way. Like, I like taking control of things. And for you, it was different in the sense that, like, I remember that time we went for a meeting, I think, in Karen, and you're like, just take your phone. Like, let's shoot right now. I'm like, no, I'm not ready. Like, I think you kept pushing me. Like, why did you stop? Like, why? I need to know, like, is it, what don't you have?
And that even tells me we have a content we'll do.
Yes. Like, I'm the kind of person who holds back, or I think, or something like sits to my head before I implement it for a very long time. So, and the other people, like, it didn't align. Nobody was pushing me. They were giving, like, can we wait until we get, we get perfect, what? But for you, it was very different. Like,
actually, as they put it, the risk is where you avoid failure. If you don't risk, so the moment you sit on that thing, that is already, for me, I perceive it as failure. That leap of faith is running away from failure.
Yeah. So
and
it made me realize.
The other topic, you made you realize?
It made me realize that sometimes what you think in your head, like, it's failure and everything, somebody is saying, like, I have had people tell me, why did you stop doing content? Why, if you don't upload something, in fact, that's why people, like, sasa wanaanza kukona, like, you're a failure, but the minute you continue, what don't you have? Like, people will ask you questions and you're like, if I don't continue, who will ever know about life with Alex? But if I continue with whatever I'm feeling like they are the
hiccups. That's how you get people to support you.
Yeah, you have like the hiccups here and there.
You make yourself common to them, and it's like a constant reminder. The moment you keep quiet, you easily fade out. The consistency is basically what makes success.
Yeah, because me not doing as something over a period of time, I find myself like na overthink. I'm not even doing anything. I'm not even motivated. Like, look at us now here. Like, right now I feel like, where I left off from last year September, I feel better about myself. The fact that I had planned to do this and I'm doing it right now.
Now we guarantee there's no break. Episode after episode. By then there was the other topic we needed to just ask about.
And how I've navigated that is like having friends with you. Like, I have friends who make me feel like as much as you stop something, you can still continue, and it's okay. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay, like, but don't stop at kitu ulianze unaiachia katikati.
Everything has to go.
Yeah. So
the one for loss, and I'm thinking maybe let me just talk about loss. I've had a couple of losses. Maybe but the two highlights are I lost both my parents.
Yes.
I lost my dad in 2008. 2008, I think 2008 or 2007. One of those years, and it was just right after I finished campus. I finished campus I'm not graduated. I finished campus on Thursday or Friday, I think, and my dad died on a Monday.
Wow.
And this was even weird. I was doing an interview for a job.
Like immediately after.
Yes. Immediately after campus. Sorry, I got an interview from a company called Feed the Children or Save the Children, and the interview was being done at Java UN.
Gigiri.
Okay. Yeah, went. I think there were a couple of interviews, but on this particular one, when I went, I was the best. I was told, and they wanted somebody to report immediately. And the message or the news about my father's death came when after I was interviewed and told to wait. So it came, and in my mind, the way losing a father is not something men want to go through, because these are the mentors, these are the people that make you feel more a man. You learn so much. Like, my dad was in the army, so there was so much respect he had acquired being in the military, and also in his service, what he was doing. So we lived under this brand called Nyongesa, and we wanted to be like him, or better than him. That's what he told us. If you cannot be like me, be better than me.
Yeah.
So telling these people I'm not able to start the job, it meant that I'm not taking up the opportunity.
Yeah.
So that was a loss and a loss.
And a
And they
loss,
told me,
yes.
unfortunately, we cannot hold because this thing needs somebody to go. They told me the first assignment was in Masai Mara. They're supposed to take somebody on a Wednesday. But I told them unless they wait I bury my dad, then I'm not able. So I lost that one. And I remember telling my uncle after when we were burying my dad, like, yeah, I got an opportunity to get, because he asked me what am I doing. I just told him I finished campus. In fact, last week I was in an interview and they told me they wanted somebody to be hired right now, and I was like, yeah, let me bury my. And they told me you're a fool. That opportunity would probably be the game changer of how you treating your family. Look at your siblings are still young. Your dad has died. He was the breadwinner. What do you do? And for a moment I thought about it. I'm like, fuck. How did I just lose that opportunity?
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, I'm like, how would my dad feel about me not being there? Because, and I just asked myself, what would he have done
if he was the one?
And I thought the decision for me turning down the job wasn't really a loss, because I knew the other opportunities that will show up, but I'll not get an opportunity to bury my dad.
Yeah, twice.
So that loss of that opportunity went, but the loss of my dad was important, and I had to bury him. It's also ceremonial, even in military.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. So fast forward, I had to take the family as the firstborn to, my siblings were still in high school. I had to take them through school. And they managed that. They went to school, they got jobs and more. Fast forward, now my mother was sick, right? Even before my dad passed on, my mom had a stroke. And this is also another story that is maybe one day we'll discuss. My mom got multiple strokes. She got one stroke in 98, one stroke in 2008, and I think another stroke in 2018. She finally rested in 2020, and she rested in the house. But that was the biggest blow. I realized, you know what, when people now talk about parents, I don't have another. Like, that's it. That's a loss that was a big blow. And managing was difficult because now that we lost our dad, we're very close with our mother. And I think we were not ready to let her go, despite the fact that she was also suffering. Like, we'd see her episodes of convulsions, her in and out of hospital, bills accruing. You know, it got to a point, it's painful, but after she passed on, maybe we came to terms that it was better her resting than being there. So that loss was kind of different. As much as it was a loss for us, it was also thinking, what would we have done with her? Considering if God gave her bonus years, tungekuwa tunajagwalaje, because she would stay with me maybe for a couple of months. She wants to be with my sister, Then we always had to get a helper who was specific for her. We would have a house help, but somebody would take care, a caregiver for her. So that loss was, I mean, you never compare. A loss is a loss, but it hit us hard for a while before we realized, hey, we're there to know Azazi. And especially now from my mom. My mom was very instrumental in most of our success. She really pushed us. So I think for loss, that's what I would say. The two sides. One, I had to be firm. One, I'll tell you, vulnerable. But again, think about it. God just trusted mom because aliona pia tunaumia.
So, according to the two stories you've given about losing your mom and also about losing your job, or rather maybe getting fired. So, as a guy, let me ask, more so like, let's lean on more of you losing your job. At that particular moment, like when you lost your job, because so many people, we have programmed our minds like, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do for life, you know, go to school, get employed, build up your career, maybe build like your family, your home and everything. Along the way, that dream is cut short, maybe by, for example, losing the job, you know. And that's where a lot of, like, maybe people get a lot of maybe depression, because you're all alone, you're navigating through the emotions of like, I've lost a job. Maybe you don't have like a supportive wife. So, because I've had stories, people like...
Actually, that would be really painful if you didn't have somebody, your better person is not supportive. You can really go down badly.
Yes, because I've seen people like maybe lose their jobs. They had like really good careers. Along the way, like maybe they've lost a job they are significant other, they are not there. Maybe they get to leave them, and the situation like
or they would leave them because now
yes.
they are fully dependent now on them.
Yes. So in like, for example, for you, I know like you had someone who's very very supportive. But on the flip side, if you didn't have like somebody who's very very supportive, how would it have been for you? Like you, would you have like sat down and like maybe just told yourself, "Am I a failure? Like why did they have to leave? Like was I not doing enough? Haven't they considered the times like I was there for them?"
Unfortunately, fortunately, let's start with the fortunate part.
Yes.
It didn't get to that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people have to go through this. It's just unfortunate that they have to go through that.
Yes.
And I would say, I'm blessed that my face was
Yes.
not that way, but I know of people who've gone through a phase like that,
Yeah.
and it's been really rough. Where your wife lives with the kids because of what they term as failure. But all in all, I always believe there's never one way that God put us here. And I think I tell people nowadays, it sounds like weird when I tell people, Isaiah Luhutsa kanisa. And the church I go to, I'm also proud of Mitwa Deliverance Umoja. And there's been a topic that the Pastor Oscar has been preaching about. Nobody was made as a failure.
Yeah.
As in, everybody was made to be successful.
Very
Until
true.
you think otherwise, then you can consider yourself a failure.
Yeah.
And the statement is, I am made for more.
Very true.
I'll talk to those people who are probably in that phase. Like it's a phase that will go, and it can only go if your mindset changes. Yeah, and he gives the few basic guidelines he gives. I think I will have to confirm on my phone. But one, you have to stay connected with God.
Very true.
Your
relationship with God is
Yes.
very very important.
You have to be consistent with whatever you're doing to get this change. If it's your mindset, you have to keep on propelling your mind and reminding it that you're not made for what you're going through right now.
Yeah.
And there's the last one, I'm trying to remember what it is.
As you remember that point, I have seen you through situations, and I really want to know. You always bounce back, and you bounce back like really. I think I told you earlier on before like we started shooting. I've seen you in situations and you always bounce, like you always know for sure there is a better.
But at the end of the day, a road without bumps, my friend, would all be dying. It's just to slow you down. I think they're not failures or they're not losses. They're just stop checks to confirm that, yeah, it's Isaiah. You know, like you're driving, you get to a police check, they have to confirm how many people are inside the car and all that. I believe it's like that. Yeah. And if there's anything, they'll probably put you on the side, tell you violated me, then you know. From that point of knowledge, you know, as I continue the journey, these things need to be put in check. So I wouldn't say bouncing back. Life has to be that way.
For it to be sweet. Ups and downs,
yes.
ups and downs.
If it's smooth all the way, I wonder how we'd be living. Yeah. And I think for those breaks or those times you feel like I'm having those phases, I think it's when God wants me to pause.
Yeah, because I've never seen you like in a really bad moment.
It's from a series of events that God tells you, Isaiah, you're having too much fun to live.
Oh, you need to slow down.
Phase 2. Let's start a new one.
Oh, I like that.
But I will encourage people, your downtime, treat it that way. I'd probably, in the comment section, I'll remember what the pastor told us. But one,
I'm going to pin it down.
Remain connected with God. That way, trust me, these losses, these failures will never get you off guard. Be consistent. Is it through prayer and all that? And I remember one thing, Alkona Tombia. Don't say, I didn't go to work because I needed to attend the concert. If you can watch the concert online, watch it.
Oh, yeah.
But go to work.
Go to work first.
Very true. That's the basis and the basic basis of where your income is coming. Like even give an example of church. No, kulikuwa na nini church, so I had to attend church ndio kushikwa job. Go to work.
Yes.
Go to that job, then watch this.
If it's someone that has maybe been,
they'll always put it on like
yes.
Utaona. I mean, and by missing that, you'll always have somebody who will give you tidbits of what was there in church. But for that job, when you don't show up, you're just setting room for somebody to be slotted in to your slot, because I mean, guys are looking for jobs. Usijitenge.
One last question is that, what do you think like you're most scared about, like currently in your life? What is it? This thing like you're like, I can be a bit scared of this.
Wow. Hey, that's a nice. Maybe I'm just scared if I died.
If you died because
If I died because one, I just most of the time I think about my family. Itakuwaje, like watamkaje kesho. Like now, for me it was different. Like when I lost my parents, I was already an adult. My kids are still young, and I think seeing him go through sickness, both of them were sick. Kuna mali unaonanga dalili akukaika kunaenda poa, and I think your mind adjusts. Now for my kids, I'm wondering, they're not of age, so that would be my biggest fear. And maybe the second fear, not being able to provide for my
them,
family.
yeah,
that is another thing that I can say I'm scared. But I also get inspired by this guy called 50 Cent. Those things that make you scared, you're supposed to live beyond and think beyond them. There's one thing I've always been scared about.
Very true.
There's an audiobook by 50 Cent that is very, very nice. One of the biggest things that scared me, and this is nothing to do with, generally, was doing flights. I would get scared every time. I've done so many flights, maybe in the hundreds, but imagine the same feeling I had on my first flight.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling I still had on my last one. That was something I've been trying to battle with. And I mean, 50 Cent in that book talks about, it's an audiobook, it talks about especially the fear of flying. And I keep on trying new ways of how to enjoy that flight without
maybe have a
that.
book, maybe have a, like.
I can't read. In fact, I'm a poor reader. So what I normally do, I would listen to music regardless of the distance. I'll make sure if I know it's 5 hours, I'd have 5 hours of music, and I'll limit my movement.
Also,
but over time, I think it's become easy. And again, the flights have also reduced. Maybe God is trying to tell me something. God me pay 2 flights anyway. But the mindset has to change. The mindset has to change for you to go beyond.
So for me, what I have been doing of late is trying to process feelings of certain situations, just in case like they happen. Because some situations, of course, they're going to happen. By processing emotions and feelings, this means that, let's give an example of like maybe life. We both know life will like one day I will be dead, I will be gone.
Not so many.
Not soon, of course.
So we need to have done so many podcasts.
Yes. Or maybe I will lose maybe like one of my parents, or maybe I will lose my parents. I need to start accepting the fact that I will lose them. I need to start processing so that when it gets to that point, it doesn't break me to an extent like there's no like I can't come back.
Boy.
I've also started processing the feelings and emotions. If today I lost maybe my job, I lost everything, how would I still live without probably maybe the comfort that maybe I have?
That's why you need an insurance.
So another thing,
I'm marketing insurance companies here. You start depositing some funds in your MMF.
Yes.
Start
insurance policy.
Invest in yourself now.
Yeah.
In those funny situations whereby you get to a point where job in Mepotea, maybe the savings may help you pay rent for a couple of months while you're looking for something, or the savings may help you pick up some business line.
So also processing the feelings of, for example, if I got married, and like for example, if I got married.
You've thought until there now.
Yes.
This is interesting.
If I got married, and for example, with my partner, it will always end in 2 ways, either divorce or death. So when that moment comes, how will I handle? Because life is very, very unpredictable. So that is how I see like loss, and like sometimes I link it to failure and stuff like that. So I'm learning to like maybe to process some emotions.
Yeah, I'll just tell you one thing.
Yes.
Live without expectations.
Of course.
Only expect what the Most High is giving. He's zingine, my friend.
So with a subject of failure and loss, it's a very, very broad. It's very, very broad, and I am so sure like we can't even sit here and discuss. Yeah, we've gone through so many losses in life. I've gone through so many losses, and so many failures that I've learned from my failures. Yes. Oh, zako ni kidogo. Oh.
Loss ni mbili.
Loss ni mbili.
Tatu na job.
But no, from even the day to small failures. There was a lesson in them. No,
loss ni hizo mbili, hizi zingine.
To failures.
Hizo ni breaks, commercial breaks.
But I have learned this, right? Yeah. So tell us on the comment section, like, what have some of those losses that you've gone through, and the failures you feel like you've gone through, like at your age right now, and how are you navigating through them, or rather, how are you going through them? So any particular. But
a reminder, it's just a statement.
Yes.
In fact,
yes.
Some names I think are given to make things feel big.
Very true.
Those pauses in life are not failures. It's just God
telling you to move in a different direction. Yes,
the way you align yourself, the results are not gonna be good.
Very true.
When he puts you at that pause, I think just change route. I like the way the railways behave. When two trains are coming and they're coming from opposite directions, they normally that wedge or thing they pull, and one can go that
to
direction.
The other direction, yeah.
So when God tells you that part you feel like you're failing, I think it's a break. God is telling you, please, just change your seatbelt position, or just change your seat, and things will be different.
Yeah. So was also for me how I see failure is like God is trying to tell me like move to a different direction. Get your lessons as early as possible, then move to a totally different
no, but at times
direction.
you might not even get the lessons there.
Or sometimes you stay somewhere so long.
Pause, unaweza kaa.
Yeah.
Lesson.
Yeah,
we change course na uende tu kimbanga.
But also listen to your gut. Sometimes it never lies to you. Yeah.
But again, even your gut, let it be guided. You see, I think when seated idle, and the word is called
procrastination.
Procrastination.
Yes.
When you're seated alone, trust me, you can have, I call them two devils. You'd have the angels and the devils in your mind telling you so many different things. Yes, I think that's when to listen to the right one, because at times even that thing that is the gut that is telling you might be telling you the wrong thing.
Yeah. You might think you're doing the right thing, but when I realize, by the way, how did I even end up here? So
yeah, pray about it. That's what I'll say. At that point, pray about it.
Yeah,
God
have a relationship with God.
Yeah, and even for our Muslim friends, it's not like they're not being masked. Yeah, just have a relationship with God.
Very
Dio Swala, our Indian friends, whatever. But just align it with God's purpose. Yeah. You'll know what is eating you.
Very, very true. And it's been interesting, guys, having this conversation. Also, I will ask you guys, tell us on the comment section, what do you think some of those failures, and what do you want us to discuss on Life with Alex? And
or give us your experiences. Yeah. Just write your experience there.
Yeah,
we might just call you to hear.
Yes.
And we might just talk about it the way you've put it.
Yeah, very, very true. For those who haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly hit that subscribe button. Also, turn on your notification bell. Interact with us on the comment section. Me and Isa, I think we're going to be on the comment section.
Yeah.
Tell us your views and your comments. So until next time.
Bye-bye.